Welcome, dear students. Today we will discuss something about satellite communication. We have the course on wireless networks. Within the wireless networks, Unit 2 comprises topics regarding satellite communication. So, something introductory about satellite communication we will discuss today. Dear students, we know that we have two types of communication system, wired and wireless communication. When we differentiate with regard to basic features, we find bandwidth, security, speed much better in wired networks, but they do have some inherent disadvantage. That's to install, to lay down the wiring is a complex process. Therefore, presently we are switching towards the wireless communication system. And among this wireless communication system, satellite communication play a pivotal role. What is a satellite? We say a satellite is an object which has been sent into space in order to collect information or to be part of a communication system. Satellites move continually around the Earth or around another planet. It's basically an artificial body placed in orbit around the Earth or Moon or another planet in order to collect information or for communication. We say at a sharp recap, we can say it is satellite is a microwave repeater in the sky. Repeater, we know it's an amplifier which basically amplifies the digital signal. For long distance communication, satellite acts as backbone, provides broadband communication, and it orbits another large object, receives uplink frequencies from the Earth station or from an object already in the space, converts them into downlink frequencies and retransmits back to Earth station or another satellite after amplification. Heart of satellite communication system. It is a satellite-based antenna in a stable orbit above the Earth. The antenna system on or near the Earth are referred to as Earth stations. What is an uplink? It's a transmission from Earth station to satellite and back to Earth station from satellite we call downlink. A very important electronics is involved in the satellite called transponder. Transponder is responsible for converting uplink signal into the downlink signal, normally called as frequency translation. Why this frequency translation? Why not simply after amplification this satellite will retransmit to the target object? The translation is done to avoid a problem called a ring around. Due to unwanted positive feedback, the antenna system of the satellite will try to receive the amplified version of the uplink waveform from the downlink antenna, which is otherwise meant for the Earth station. That is, the translation is basically required that once the satellite receives uplink frequency, it amplifies it if it transmits directly without converting them into another frequency to the Earth station. The antennas in satellite will receive the same version. That is, those signals which are meant for Earth station, they get again received by the satellite, and this problem is called a ring around. And to avoid this ring around, we have to go for frequency translation. Giving a short look in some important wireless networks, and if we compare with regard to range, you see the satellite communication is on top. We have Bluetooth, very small range wireless network, we have wireless lanes, then we have mobile telephony, we have the FM radio, medium wave radio, short wave radio, and finally we have the satellite. So among these wireless network, satellite system is a wireless network with much bigger range. That is, for long distance communication, we use satellites. For interspace communication, for satellite to satellite communication, we make use of satellite communication. This is a schematic overview of a satellite communication system. You see that there is a user wants to transmit the signal to far away on the earth or to some other place using satellite. So what happens is the signal gets processed in the terrestrial system, then with the help of earth station, after the pre-processing is done, the antenna system on earth station transmits these signals towards the satellite through uplink. Satellite receives signals, amplifies them, and transmits back after frequency translation through downlink to the earth station or to the target meant for, and then accordingly demodulation, and finally a signal is converted its original form and sent to the user. Categories of communication system. Based on coverage area, we have global, regional, national. The larger the area of coverage, the more satellites must be involved in a single network system. That's based on coverage. We say if a satellite covers whole globe, so we say this is a global, or we have the regional, or we have the national. That is, if you want to cover more area, you need more satellites in the network system. Based on service type, we have fixed service satellites which have a peculiar function, fixed service. We have broadcast service satellites like in television, and we have the mobile service satellites. And some based on general usage, we say we have commercial, military, amateur, and experimental. Commonly used satellites. PSU satellites, it is basically a simple metal coated plastic balloon, no processing unit, reflects the coming microwave signals, not necessary to orbit round the earth. That is, these are a kind of reflective balloons put in the space, and they, once the signals hit it, and they are put in such a way, they reflect those signals to some target objects, and they do not have the processing, neither they have the amplification capability, but actually we have the active satellites which amplify the upcoming microwave signals, a complex electronic system, and it orbits around the object. Types of satellites. In terms of commercial satellites, there are three types of satellites based on orbits. An orbit is the path that a satellite follows as it revolves around Earth or any other planet. We have low Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, and geosynchronous satellite orbit. Firstly, low Earth orbit. These are the satellites which are nearer to Earth compared to other types of satellites. The altitude is from 500 to 2000 kilometers from surface of Earth. Rotation period is 90 minutes. They are visible from 15 to 20 minutes. And the peculiar features are less time delay because the distance is short, so obviously the delay will be small, and better signal strength, again because of distance, short distance. More the distance, more losses. So the peculiar features of low Earth orbits is less time delay and better signal strength. The second type of satellites is medium Earth orbit. The altitude is 8,000 to 20,000 kilometers. They are visible for 2 to 8 hours. These orbits are primarily reserved for satellites that cover the north and south poles. Larger time delay and therefore the weak signal, placed in an elliptical oval-shaped orbit. If you see the low Earth orbit, they have the circular orbits, but they do have these medium Earth orbits have elliptical or oval shaped orbit, and they have large coverage area than low Earth orbit. And the very important type of satellite communication, it is geosynchronous satellites. Very large altitude, 35,863 kilometers from surface of Earth, visible 24 hours. It means that we can view the geosynchronous satellite all the time. What's the reason behind? Because the satellite travels in the same direction as Earth's rotation on its axis, and as long as the satellite is positioned over the equator in an assigned orbital location, it will appear to be stationary with respect to a specific location on the Earth, because the relative velocity of satellite and Earth around its own axis is same. The speed of this satellite and the speed of Earth around its own axis is same. That's why it seems to be stationary. A single geosynchronous satellite can view approximately one-third of Earth's surface. Therefore, if we have to cover whole globe, at least we require 3 geosynchronous satellites. But if you have more and more geosynchronous satellites, there is better coverage, much accuracy. The developed countries, they do have more geosynchronous satellites. What are the basic advantages of satellite communication? Because of satellites, we do have large coverage area, high bandwidth, transmission cost independent of distance. And if we look into the disadvantage, high cost, complex electronics is involved, larger propagation delay, very difficult to repair. Satellite is very costly. It takes very lot of time to build, though the distance is too far. Therefore, obviously, there will be a propagation delay, and if it gets damaged or there is some repair is required, it's very difficult. And the basic applications of satellites is almost in every sphere of electronic communication system at present, we make use of satellites like internet, television, navigation, digital cinema, military, surveillance, space navigation, and much other. If we conclude that what is satellites? Satellites play a very critical role in the present communication system due to the high speed, large coverage, and large bandwidth. And in wireless networks, they are very important, very crucial, and in every communication system almost we have a touch with the satellite communication. With this, I wish you all the best, and we will continue to discuss more about satellites in the upcoming lectures. Thank you and all the best.